guys, so we're here at the Porsche dealership and we are looking at this BMW M4 in this beautiful Portimao blue. But check this out, this does have the carbon fiber buckets in this Kailami orange color. We'll take a look closer on the inside. We'll open up the doors and all that stuff. You know, I was thinking about it, but there's a very, very small chance I'm gonna go through with this deal. This car is pretty expensive. It's like $70,000 or something. I don't know the exact price, but wow, cool. All right, guys, it's official. On this episode of Making Poor Financial Decisions, I got the M4 X-Drive. Wow, this thing is super duper sweet. Oh shit! God damn! That shit just takes off. Fucking X-Drive launch control. Don't mess around. All right, so first day with the M4. It's officially been 24 hours. Worked all day and decided to go on a drive with the M4. And this car feels solid. I mean, I don't know what it is, but compared to my 2021 model, this one just feels like, and it just sounds like it's better put together. That's what it feels like. I don't know what it is. Such a minute difference, but this thing is just rock solid. And and yesterday when I was driving this, because it poured like a lot of rain, like it was raining cats and dogs, and I had no problems with slip whatsoever in my rear wheel drive G80. I think it would just always slip and it would just get kind of annoying. I like, you know, when the rear end kicks out, you know, I like oversteer just like, you know, all of you guys do. But when I'm just driving regularly and I just want to get from A to B, you know, it just gets kind of annoying all the time, because these cars make a lot of torque down low and it's so easy to kick the rear end out. And I like driving the car with traction control off, or in MDM mode at the very least. But even with traction control fully on, it still tends to slip, and it is kind of annoying after a while. X-Drive is the move. I'm telling you guys, if I lived in a warmer climate like in Southern California or Florida, you know, I wouldn't hesitate to look at rear-wheel drive only models. X-Drive is cool, especially, you know, if you want to go fast, if you're going to launch it all the time. Yeah, I'd recommend X-Drive, but if you're not doing all that, the rear-wheel drive version is just fine. Trust me, I got both. I'm telling you the truth. But what's he doing? Oh, he's just fucking up. But like I said, X-Drive is the move, man, especially if you live in a colder climate where it's wet all the time. Here in Seattle, it's June, and it's raining. Like, it's been raining on and off. Still, just waiting for spring to come by, but, you know, who knows when that will be. Hopefully in July, spring will come. Or is that summertime already? I don't know. Let me get to the spot. Whoa. Damn, almost grabbed a deer, man. God damn it. Scared the shit out of me, you fucker. Oh, it's got a little baby with it, too. All right, so it's a little bit later, got on the highway, just did a 60 to 130. This thing is pretty slow, not gonna lie. The M3 is significantly faster than this. So we did oh God, this is so embarrassing. We did a 10.79 60 to 130. I did start at like 55 miles an hour, so maybe if I start a little bit lower, that might help get better results. But yeah, just didn't pull very well on the top end. Before you ask any questions, I know you guys are wondering, why did you buy an M4 when you already have an M3? Well, one of the reasons is, one, this car has X-Drive and it's absolutely fantastic. One of the options that you should absolutely get, especially if you're like me who lives in a rainy environment where it rains 8 months out of the year. This weather sucks, man. I can't wait for summertime. Highly recommend X-Drive. But the sad news is, guys, I'm telling you, the M4 CS has officially been sold. And one of the reasons why, you know, I sold the M4 was not that it's a bad car. It's an absolutely fantastic car. I've had that car for 2 years now. I put only about 8,000 miles on it, and it just sits there. You know, I never drive it since it's kind of a limited model. I always wanted to keep the mileage down. But ever since I got the G80, that car just sat and sat, and I always gravitated driving the G80 more than the F82. Whenever I would have to decide between which one to drive, I would always pick up the not F80, but the G80 keys over the F82. The M4 CS is an absolutely fantastic car. We tuned it, we did the crank hub, we did a stage 2 flex fuel tune, put it on the dyno, made about 550 wheel horsepower on like E40, potential for a lot more power. But at the end of the day, you know, I was driving the car all day long back to back with the G80, and I like it, I love it, but I just wasn't in love with it any more than when I first got it. I don't know what it is. There's something about the new platform that is, I don't know, to me, makes me prefer the newer platform over the older platform. Now, let me just tell you, the older platform, the F chassis, feels more raw and mechanical than the G chassis. I'm telling you 100%. I love it when you're getting on it with the DCT transmission, or if you have the manual. It just feels more raw. This one just feels more, I don't know, grown up, more put together well. It's really hard to explain unless you drive them both back to back. Now, you're probably wondering why. Why did you get, you know, an F82 or an M4 when you already have a G80? Well, one of the reasons why is I came across this car and I told myself that if I could find an G80 or a G82 M3 or M4, and if I could find one fully loaded with carbon buckets with a cool color, not just black, and we'll get to that in just a minute, and I could find it in like in the low 70s, maybe mid 70s, I'll seriously take a look at it. And I found one popped up at my local Porsche dealership, and they didn't really advertise it that much. And I went there, I was already in the area, went and looked at it, took the M4 just in case. Really, I didn't have any plans to buy it, and next thing you know, I'm at the dealership driving away with this thing. The paint is immaculate, full PPF on the car. The last owner took very, very good care of it. 8,000 miles on the odometer. The carbon bucket seats are a must. So there are a few options on this car that it did not come with, and there's one option in particular which made me almost not want to buy it, and I'll show you that in just a minute. With that said, I really do miss the M4 CS. You know, it hasn't hit home yet that it's gone, because I'm so used to just seeing it on the driveway, not seeing it in the driveway anymore. Kind of hits home, not gonna lie. It just sat there, and I didn't create a lot of memories with it. I rarely drove it, didn't make any content with it, and barely any, just some on Instagram here and there. And maybe I just didn't connect to it very well. I think that's the thing. When it comes to this G80 or G82, this M4 competition with xDrive, this car is absolutely fantastic. Just like my G80, but just a little bit better. We got full PPF, like I said, laser headlights, carbon buckets. It does not have the extended leather. I really wish it had the leather wrap dash, and my G80, my M3 doesn't have that either. This orange interior, I wasn't sure about it seeing it in pictures, but seeing it in person, I almost fell in love with it. I never considered this orange interior. I like the red interior a little bit better, but I don't know how red and blue would go together as a color combo. This also has the adaptive cruise control, but one option that almost made me did not want to buy it, almost, you know, walked out on this deal, was this. As you can see, it has a sunroof, moonroof, whatever you want to call it. The owner did not spec the carbon fiber roof on it. Now, I live in the Seattle area where it rains all the time. Don't let that sun fool you guys. It rains all the time here. And today's like, it just rained really hard yesterday. Having a sunroof here in the Pacific Northwest, I don't know, I'll maybe be able to use it 3 to 4 months out of the year, and the rest of the year it's raining on and off. You know, it's nice to have a sunroof. I've had many sunroofs, many cars before, but I end up, after a while, never end up using it. But it is what it is. I really prefer a carbon roof over this, but I think a carbon roof is a must-have if you plan on speccing one out, because this, I don't know, I think it adds like a couple 100 pounds on top of the car, which is like the worst place to add weight on a car. But overall, this car drives fantastic. Still drives brand new, still smells brand new. And unfortunately, the G80 is probably going to be going up for sale. As much as I don't want to, I prefer, now no offense to you guys, I prefer the look of the M3 a lot better than the M4. Now, the problem with my M3 is that, one, I like black cars, but maintaining a black car is, you know, something else. I think the black on the M3s and M4s just looks too plain. Everything just blends in. These cars really need some type of color in order to pop. And this blue, I absolutely love this blue. The San Marino blue on my M4 CS, I like it a lot better than this. This is kind of like a lighter blue with no hint of purple in it, but the M4 CS San Marino blue, man, that color hits. I'm telling you, I wish I could get this in San Marino blue, maybe one day. But the front end between the M4 and M3, pretty much identical. The side profile, I like the side profile of the M3 better, and especially the rear end. The rear end is a spot where I like the M3 much better. The rear end on this just looks a little funky. Just looks like normal everyday 4 Series rear end, where the G80 rear end just looks more, I don't know, better designed in my honest opinion. But with that said, the G80 is probably going to go up for sale. It'd be nice to have both, but it really doesn't make sense to have a G80 and a G82. I could free up some of that capital, put it into another car, put it into another investment, such as like second property, vacation home, something that will make me money instead of a car, something that will make my money appreciate rather than depreciate, which is what cars do. But with that said, that is it. Just quick update for you on me making bad financial decisions. That is it. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later. Peace out, guys.